Day 7.
7 days.
You showed up 6 days in a row. You committed to something and you followed through. That is not a small thing.
That is actually a significant thing. Most people quit before day 3.
You did not quit. And today, we celebrate that. But we also test it. Because knowing grammar is one thing, remembering it under pressure is another.
Welcome to day 7 of the Boundless English 30-Day Grammar Challenge. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jade. Day 7 is our week 1 review. We are not teaching anything new today. Instead, we are going back through all 6 grammar points from this week and making sure they are locked in permanently.
Because here is the truth about language learning. You can understand something perfectly in the moment of the lesson, and then 3 days later, it is gone. Review is what converts short-term understanding into long-term memory.
Which is why every 7th day of this challenge is a review day. Not a break, not filler, a deliberate consolidation session.
So here is how today works. Jade is going to quiz me, sentence by sentence. No preparation, no notes, just what I have genuinely retained from the past 6 days. And if you want to play along, pause after each question and try to answer before I do.
Let us start. Quick recap first. The 6 grammar points from week 1.
Day 1, be, been, and being. Day 2, do, does, and did. Day 3, get and its 10 meanings. Day 4, make versus do. Day 5, say versus tell. Day 6, bring versus take.
6 days, 6 grammar points. Let us see what you remember. Round 1. Be, been, and being. 3 questions. Ready?
Ready.
Question 1. Fill in the blank. She has working in this company for over a decade.
Been. She has been working. Because has needs been, the past participle of be. Never be on its own after has.
Correct. Question 2. Why are you so quiet today? You're usually so talkative. Being.
Why are you being so quiet? Because being describes temporary behavior in this moment. She is not always quiet. She is quiet right now, in this specific situation. Being describes the temporary state.
Excellent. And question 3, the trickiest one. I want to honest with you.
Be. I want to be honest. Because be comes after to. It is the base form used in infinitive structures. Want to be, need to be, try to be. All base form.
Perfect score on round 1. 3 for 3.
That one felt natural. The lesson really did stick.
Round 2. Do, does, and did. 3 questions.
Ready.
Question 1. She not agree with the decision they made. Does. She does not agree. She is third person singular, present tense, so does is correct, not do. Correct. Question 2. He called you yesterday, or was it the day before? Did. Did he call? Past tense. And crucially, call stays in the base form because did is already carrying the past tense. Did he called would be wrong. And that is the most important rule from day 2. After did, the main verb always returns to base form. Question 3, emphatic use. Someone says to you, I don't think you care about this project. How do you respond? I do care. I genuinely do. The emphatic do in a positive sentence, to strongly confirm something someone has doubted. That is advanced English usage. Brilliantly done. Round 3. Get and its 10 meanings. I am going to give you sentences and you identify which meaning of get is being used.
Ready.
I finally got what she was trying to say.
Understand. Got, meaning understood. The meaning clicked.
It is getting dark. We should head back.
Become. Getting dark. The change of state from light to dark is happening progressively.
Can you get me the file from the printer?
Fetch. Go and retrieve something and bring it back.
She got her car serviced before the long journey.
Have something done. Get plus object plus past participle. She arranged for someone else to service the car.
And one phrasal verb. She is finding it hard to get over the disappointment.
Get over. Recover from something. An illness, a setback, an emotional experience. She has not recovered yet.
5 meanings identified correctly. Round 3, perfect.
I am genuinely surprised at how well this has stayed.
That is what daily practice does. It builds structure. Now, round 4, make versus do.
The one that used to trip me up most.
Let us see. Fill in the blank. A terrible mistake by sending that email.
Made. She made a terrible mistake. Always make a mistake. Never do a mistake.
Every morning the dishes before I leave.
Do. I do the dishes. Domestic task? Always do.
A really strong impression in the interview.
Made. He made a strong impression. You make an impression, not do an impression, because you are creating something, an impact, an effect in someone's mind.
Her best, but the circumstances were very difficult.
Did. She did her best. Fixed expression. Always do your best.
And the tricky one. Who makes the test and who does the test?
The teacher makes the test. They create it. The student does the test. They perform or complete the activity. Creator makes, participant does.
Perfect. 5 for 5 on round 4.
Friends, if you are following along at home and getting these right, please comment week 1 below right now. Because getting these questions right after 6 days of practice means the lessons are genuinely working. Subscribe to Boundless English if you have not already, and join us every day for the remaining 23 days of this challenge.
Round 5, say versus tell. 4 questions.
Ready.
She me that the meeting was moved to Thursday.
Told. She told me. Because tell needs a person directly after it. Me. And then the information. No to needed with told.
He that he would be late.
Said. He said that he would be late. No person mentioned after the verb. Just the information. Said is correct.
Always the truth, even when it is hard.
Tell. Always tell the truth. Fixed expression. Always tell the truth. Never say the truth.
She could not the difference between the two options.
Tell. She could not tell the difference. Another fixed expression. Tell the difference.
And one bonus question for instruction structures. The manager everyone to submit by Friday.
Told. The manager told everyone to submit. Tell plus person plus to plus base verb. For instructions, always tell. Never say.
5 for 5, round 5 complete. 1 round remaining.
Bring and take. Let us finish strong.
Round 6, bring versus take. 4 questions.
Ready.
Can you blank your notes to tomorrow's meeting?
Bring. The meeting is the destination, and the speaker is thinking of the meeting as the place everyone is coming toward. Bring toward the meeting, toward the shared destination.
She blank her lunch to work every day.
Takes. She takes her lunch to work. She is at home. Lunch moves away from home toward work, away from the starting point. Take.
What should I blank to the party tonight.
Bring. The party is where everyone is going toward. It is the destination. From the perspective of the host or the party itself, everyone is coming toward it. Bring. Toward the destination.
And the final question? Phrasal verb. He has really blank since starting his new job.
Taken off. He has really taken off, meaning he has become very successful very quickly. The business or person takes off like an aircraft. Rapid upward movement.
4 for 4. Round 6 complete. Alex, that is a perfect week 1 review. 6 rounds, 6 topics, no misses.
I am genuinely proud of that. And more importantly, these are not just things I know for a test. They are things I feel now in conversation. The right word just arrives.
That is what we are building. Not knowledge, instinct. Language at the level of instinct.
Now, let us do something we have not done yet this week. A rapid fire challenge. I'm going to give Jade 10 sentences in a row. All of them have one word missing. And she has to fill in the blank instantly. No pausing, no thinking. Just the answer. Are you ready, Jade?
Ready.
1. I have been waiting for 20 minutes.
Been.
2. Does she work on Fridays?
Does. 3. I finally... The joke. It was actually very clever.
Got.
4. He... A really interesting point in the meeting.
Made.
5. She... Me, the project had been delayed.
Told.
6. Can you... Some water when you come back upstairs?
Bring.
7. Why are you so difficult about this?
Eing.
8. You finish the report on time?
Did.
9. She up running during lockdown and has not stopped since.
Took.
10. Could you please... Something to cheer them up?
Say.
10 for 10, without hesitation, not one pause.
When the structure is understood rather than memorized, the answers come before you even have time to hesitate.
That is the difference between studying grammar and owning it.
Exactly. Let us do the full week 1 recap. Everything in one place.
Day 1. Be, been, being. Be, base form. After modal verbs and 2, commands. I want to be better. Been, past participle. Always with have, has, had. I have been here before. Being, temporary behavior right now, or noun-like form. You are being kind. Being honest matters.
Day 2. Do, does, did. Do, present, with I, you, we, they. Does, present, with he, she, it. Main verb loses its S. Did, past tense for everyone. Main verb returns to base form. Bonus uses, emphatic, I do care. Short answers, yes, she does. Question tags, you understand, don't.
Day 3. Get and its 10 meanings. Receive, become, arrive, understand, fetch, persuade, experience, start or progress, phrasal verbs, have something done.
Day 4. Make versus do. Make, creating, producing, causing. Make a mistake. Make a decision. Make progress. Make a difference. Make the bed. Do, performing activities and tasks. Do the dishes. Do homework. Do research. Do your best. Do someone a favor.
Day 5. Say
versus tell. Say focuses on the words. No person needed directly after. Say something. Say goodbye. Say the wrong thing. Tell focuses on the person. Person always comes immediately after tell. Tell me. Tell the truth. Tell a story. Tell someone off.
Day 6. Bring versus take. Bring. Movement toward the speaker or destination. Something is coming here. Take. Movement away from the speaker or starting point. Something is going there. Key phrasal verbs for bring. Bring up. Bring about. Bring back. Bring in. Bring out. Key phrasal verbs for take. Take off. Take over. Take up. Take out. Take back. Take on.
6 grammar points. 6 days. 1 week of real, lasting progress.
And now, what comes next? Because today is the end of week 1, but the challenge is 30 days. You are less than a quarter of the way through. And week 2 is going to take everything we have built this week and push it further.
What is week 2 about?
Week 2 is called Connecting Words That Make You Sound Fluent. The words that link your ideas, build contrast, show reason, and make your English flow instead of sound like separate, disconnected sentences.
Either, neither, and rather. Although, even though, and despite. Since and for. So and such. These are the words that separate someone who speaks English from someone who speaks English fluently.
And they are all coming in week 2, starting tomorrow, day 8.
Here is your task for today. Go back through your notes from the past 6 days, or replay any episode where the grammar did not feel completely solid. Write 1 sentence for each of the 6 grammar points. 6 sentences, all using what we covered this week. Say them out loud.
And comment week 1 below. Tell us which of the 6 grammar points from this week made the biggest difference for you. Was it get? Was it make versus do? Was it say versus tell? We want to know.
We read every comment, and we genuinely love hearing how this challenge is changing the way you speak.
1 week down.
3 more to go.
You showed up every day. Now keep going.
See you tomorrow for day 8. Either, neither, and rather.
Goodbye, everyone. Week 1 is complete.
Goodbye. You should be incredibly proud.